For this video review, we're going to take a look at Transformers Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. This figure is from the Transformers the movie. Check for completeness of your action figure purchase. So you have the trailer compartments, the rifle, Optimus Prime figure, a bag of accessories for blast effects. So actually I already used this in a shorts video, and the instruction manual. So let's examine the dimensions. Action figure, total height from the top of the head to the base of the foot, 7.5 inches. The trailer is going to be 9.5, almost 10 inches. With the packaging material, we have a good backdrop of Autobots City. I'll be posting a different video covering the transformation process of this guy. So for this video, it's going to be purely taking a look at what we have, brand new. So this is entirely a different mold. It is not a reissue of anything that we had before. So here is a 360 view of the basic action figure without any accessories. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the details and articulation points of the action figure. Okay, so let me bring this figure as close to the camera as possible. So that is going to be the color of the chest. So it's light blue actually, so painted underneath. Okay, so for the head unit articulation points, as for nodding, it's only that much. I guess if they have increased the length of the neck peg, or possibly put a actual neck with a little bit of more of articulation, is going to be added, because right now that's going to be a little bit flat. Okay, so is T-poses possible? T-poses possible for the arms, full rotation of the arms, rotation of the smokestacks, rotation of the biceps, single bend on the knee, and rotation on the handsets. The digits would have 2 points of articulation, but the thumb is going to be fixed. Okay, so same thing with the right hand. So 3 fingers are going to be molded together and would have a hinge, and the first 2 fingers are going to be molded as one. Okay, anyway, so for gun gripping, this is already molded to the peg of the rifle. So actually, whether you're going to bunch up the fingers or not, this action figure is going to hold on to his weapon. Okay, so moving towards articulation on the body. So basic, we have rotation on the waist, and as for bends, I think that's asking too much. So it's just going to be this. Okay, now moving on to the waistline, man briefs of Optimus Prime. These flaps could be raised, so 2 flaps up front. We don't have any flaps on the side, 2 flaps on the back, which would also be raised. So that is going to be the articulation point for the thigh and the entire leg. Okay, so front kicks, side kicks, And as for the knee, how much bend do we have for that single joint? Okay. And for the foot, we have a little bit of bend for this part, and we have side hinge but no forward hinge. Okay, so that basically is going to cover the articulation point for the entire action figure. So still very highly articulated action figure. Okay, so where are the wheels hidden? So it's going to be on this section. But I'm going to show that later on in my separate transformation video. Okay, so let's move towards the chest for the matrix of leadership. Okay, so you would need a tool with opening this chest area. Okay, so you have to put your tool so just beneath there's this area. There's going to be a little bit of ledge wherein you could place a toothpick or possibly anything that is small and non-abrasive, and open one panel up that way. Okay, panel 1 open, panel 2 open, lifting the protective cover for the matrix of leadership. Okay, so that's a very huge cavity. So for customizers, possibly you could still put a touch of paint on those details, because actually they're just red, but there's a lot of pistons and mechanical things in this chest area. Okay, so that covers articulation points for the basic action figure. Okay, so this time we're going to take a closer look at the trailer components and the weapons. Okay, so in this part we're going to take a closer look at the blaster or the rifle of Optimus Prime. So we have that point tip wherein we could attach blast effects. Okay, axe. So you take out the handsets and there's going to be a peg and you attach it to that peg. Okay, so that's going to be the details. And the blast effects for the truck mode, for the lifting of the truck mode in the Transformers the movie, as he transforms and shoots down Decepticons. So this is going to secure just beneath the front tires, and actually that's 2 pieces. Okay, rubber. So this is where you would see a little bit of cheapening of the material as you flip this thing over, because of the very transparent plastic. As you could see, light passes through, but actually it's still okay. So wheels on this are not rubber, they're hard plastic and they rotate individually. Okay, so good thing about this kind of wheels, you don't have to worry about taking care of them compared to rubber wheels. Okay, so the front, well, this is where you're going to need a little bit of touching of paint and panel lining. Okay, and the repair bay station. Okay, so connection points which going to connect to the section of the trailer. So we have a cockpit for a diaclone figure, which could be fitted in there. So how does this transform or expand? So lift this section up, and on this side you're not going to lift up, but you're going to move it to the side first because you have that peg. So don't make that mistake of trying to lift it up. Do this first and move backwards and extend. Okay. So that's going to be it, and these two would open. So extending this section, very easy, just that way. Okay. And these two is going to have a rotating section. Okay, so let's fold it back and securing point with those pegs so it's not going to play around inside the trailer. Put this section down that way, move this back and fold it up first and peg it in that way. And how does this component secure inside the trailer? So you have two pegs and connection points, a hole and peg. Okay, I correct myself. So it's going to secure that way. Demonstration for the weapon retention system. Rifle, right hand. So just peg it in and fold the fingers. Okay, now with the axe. So this section I already opened it a little bit, so you're going to open this section and ball the fist and secure it in that way, and we have the peg hole and the peg, so it's going to attach that way. Okay, so you guys would have an idea of the weapon attachment points. Okay, so let's go back to the trailer. So trailer, we have this peg which secures to the legs of Optimus Prime in truck mode. So this section, so just pull it down and tuck it in or put it up that way. This section, if you're going to open these sides up or out, so your guys are going to do this first. So pull it out that way and rotate the legs that way. Okay, so easy peasy. Now this section, to open the trailer up, one, and just in this section separate these two pieces and it's going to open that way. Okay, so attaching the repair bay, so pegs 1 and 2, peg holes 1 and 2, and you just attach them in that way, and robot would just secure in the old section. Okay, that way. Okay, so weapon retention, rifle, So you see those pegs, that peg, so that peg is going to attach to this side of the rifle. Okay, so you could choose either on this section or that section to secure the rifle. Okay, that way. Now if you're going to put the rifle in this section, the axe is going to go on this side. Okay, so take note that this axe would have that hole, so that hole is going to secure in that peg, and the axe body, this section is going to rest on this section, and the axe head is going to rest on that section. Okay, so let's plug it in. So just that way, easy peasy. Okay, now the individual blast effects would also have a peg hole on that section. That is for storage. So storage 1, storage 2. So we have weapon storage, but that's not going to be the end of it actually. So there's more. Okay, so moving towards this section, so what you could do, if you want to store this, well, it's very easy. You could even just do this. But say that's going to be a lazy thing to do, wherein the manual would show us this way. So pull this section out, open it up. So that's going to be the opening section. Okay, so there you go. So we unlatched, and that's going to be a very deep cavity wherein these two accessory things are going to nestle in this bay perfectly. So stores everything very well, and we don't have any jiggling accessories. Everything is nicely secured. Okay, so moving back to the action figure of Optimus Prime. So some of the things that I also just discovered with this figure. One is going to be weapon storage. So these sections 1 and 2. So I was taking a look at these sections and taking a look at these sections of the rifle, and I tried to just do this, and lo and behold, so weapon storage. Okay, nice touch in the design or the engineering of this thing. So another thing that I also failed to show earlier is just, okay, so we have that pin, and I was trying to discover what is that pin about. Okay, so I consulted the instruction manual, and lo and behold, so if you want to increase articulation point for the arm, so you could do this. Okay, so for hyper poses, now just depends on how you're going to put the pose of this action figure. So for mega construct punches, okay, so added articulation point. Okay, so moving back to this time, comparing the action figure to a Arch Nemesis, a Megatron action figure. So what do I have on board that is going to rival this version of Optimus Prime? No other than Concept Series Megatron. So this guy could go toe to toe with this guy. Perfect match. So we quickly transformed Optimus Prime into his alternate mode. So this is going to be the quick 360 view of the details in truck mode. As for the dimensions in truck mode, okay, so we have the trailer in the background, and we have this truck blast effects. So peg, and connection point. Okay, so as for orientation, so that's going to be the right way to connect these things. Orientation. Okay, and reattach the base. Oops, daisies. Okay, so it's going to look like that, and you're going to attach the trailer. Oops, daisies. Okay, there you go. So that's how it looks with those truck blast effects. And so to recreate that iconic 1986 movie scene, so we have the help of the robot enhanced design Optimus Prime, since we only have one of that. And actually it was the only set that was available on Target. There were no 2 or 3, there was only one, and I was just very lucky to be on that toy aisle that hour of this day. And actually the first shorts video that I made of this scene, I made use of this Micro Machines Optimus Prime. So that's also a size comparison as to how big that thing is. Okay, there you go. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next transformation video, this guy.